Okay, so I'm going to talk today about three quick little projects. The first one being the Canola Council of Canada Ultimate Canola Challenge. It's the second year that we've done this project. We did it both in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. And I'd like to thank the Canola Council for putting it on again, as well as Neil Harker from Agriculture Agri-Food Canada in Lacombe for providing the next couple of slides. One of the first things you'll see is this is just the yield data from Lethbridge. And the probability of having a treatment effect was pretty low here, which is to say there's not a lot of statistical differences between these treatments. One of the interesting things, though, is that our lowest treatment was a 75% nitrogen rate, and our highest treatment was a foliar N application at 125%. We top dressed UAN later on in the spring. So hopefully that's got some potential for future research projects and future funding opportunities for canola research. And we saw some of the data from Sherry Stridehorse this morning on the potential in wheat and her systems approaches. So the other thing is that I presented the Lethbridge data here just because I think you remember in Medicine Hat we had about 4 to 6 inches of rain in about a 24-hour period in June or July. So our variation and variability within our Medicine Hat site was a little higher than we were hoping for. And then if I jump ahead to all sites, there's 8 sites this year, and the probability of a treatment effect, again, is pretty low between these. It's important to keep in mind, though, that these treatments didn't necessarily, this is the average for all 8 sites, so it's not to say that something didn't necessarily work at a particular site or under particular conditions. This is just the overall averages. And I circled the same 2 treatments, the 75% N and the 125% N, which are again the highest and lowest treatments. So jumping ahead, we have a contract trial with PepsiCo for the last couple of years. I love my hot cereal in the morning. I'm a peaches and cream kind of guy. Hopefully you're not raisins and spice. I'm not a fan of that one. But we've been doing this for a couple years, and we had some really good yields this year, 140 to 160-ish bushels in Medicine Hat. These are dryland sites that we're doing. And if I go to Lethbridge, we had some bumper crops this year. We did about 200 to 300 bushels an acre, which is massively impressive for dryland. The other cool part, when we put these slides together, Ken notice that the bottom chart there doesn't change at all, and that's pretty cool data set. I think that's telling us that our rankings for the varieties are exactly the same between Lethbridge and what we're getting in Medicine Hat, which was pretty neat. Hopefully you all know what this crop is. This has been a pretty talked about story this year in southern Alberta. These are our hemp variety trials. We did a trial on Ken's farm this summer. We did an irrigated and a dryland site. And we had a huge field day, about 100 and, I can't quite count them all there, about 130, 140 people there. And most of them, just like us, first-time hemp growers. So we seeded 9 varieties this year. This is looking at the straw yield in pounds per acre. What we did was we took a whole ton of agronomic measurements. We did our plant counts. Of course, hemp is a dioecious crop, so there's both male and female male and female plants. So we took a ratio of male to female plants because only the female are the ones producing the seed. We looked at straw content, which is a huge issue, especially for harvest and residue management, as well as the upcoming bioprocessing facility that they're building for hemp and flax. And then we took seed yields. So one of the most popular varieties is probably this Canola, and that's simply just a management choice. It's the smallest, it's the fastest maturing, it has the least biomass, and it's got a decent yield. So a lot of producers are keen on growing it. It's easy to grow, and when we harvest it, we had absolutely no problems. I think we waited till about beginning of October, which was a little late, so I'm presenting the biomass. Oh, sorry, this is the biomass here, not a seed yield, but it was one of the easiest ones to combine by far. CFX1 and CFX2 are pretty popular, And then depending on what you're looking for as an operation, you know, you might want to consider, if you're a hemp grower, something like the X59 or Joey. This is Ken at the plot tour. The yields for these ranged quite a bit. This is the irrigated yields. We had anywhere from 1,500 to looks about 3,000 pounds an acre. The dry land being closer to the 1,000 or 1,500 pounds. One of the interesting parts about this is you really have to decide, you know, why you're growing the hemp. Are you growing it for seed? Are you going to grow it for biomass? Are you going to grow it for both? Are you growing it for, you know, just for fun? Or are you know, whatever other reasons you could have, you know. On the canola end, you know, it's still the lowest on kind of the seed yield from what we had, but that was just in Lethbridge, and that was just for our irrigated. So it's just it's a really interesting topic to think about, you know, the different reasons you could have, and you're going to have to do a lot of calculations and make that economic decision moving forward. I think right now it's all mostly going for seed. A lot of big contracts out of Manitoba Harvest, so I think a lot of people grew the X59 from what I remember at the tour, and they were pretty happy about it.